Well, hello, Glue Troopers. Max and Max's models here, and we're all hunkered and bunkered down for the storm. The generator's operational. We got plenty of water and whiskey and a few chips to snack on, so we're ready for the hurricane, or as we call it in Florida, Tuesday. So I decided to kill a little time working on this little grip kit that was sent to me by Gavin Swan of an Oscar Deuce, the old mighty Cessna Skymaster 02. And Grip was a company that just repopped the old Eidai kits. In fact, some of them are actually sold as Eidai Grip. Grip may have just been an importer, but they are listed as a Japanese company, so I think they were just one of those companies that were able to get the Eidai molds and make some and try to remarket them. Anywho, I haven't been able to find out that much about Grip, but I did start working on the model today. And I thought this would just make a cute little day build, but I decided, you know what, first I'm going to go ahead and paint up the inside. So I found some interior photos of the Skymaster, or excuse me, of the Oscar Deuce version. It did not have back seats. It was all packed full of radio gear and stuff. So I omitted the rear seats and clipped off the headrests because there were no headrests. You're not really going to be able to see the interior that well anyway. So I let the paint harden and then started putting it together, and unfortunately I had to put the observation windows in first, so I figured I'd just mask those off, but some of the glue touched some of the dried paint and it immediately turned it back into wet paint and wound up just glue bombing the crap out of it. Of course, big thumbs and a 1/72nd scale airplane and these tiny little pieces. I was like, oh, this is not good. And I tried to put the instrument panel in. It didn't fit very well. To be honest with you, the whole model really is kind of poor fits. Only a couple of tiny alignment pins. There's a big gap in the forward cowling. I realize this is probably a 60s mold, but it's still a pretty rough fit kit. And it's taken a lot more work than I expected. So I decided to leave the windshield and the main windows off until after I paint it because I think I can get those in. The gap from the windshield's big enough that I can probably get those in. And hindsight being 2020, I should have used white glue or something on that glass. I just thought it was just going to be, just take a second to put the part in, a little dab of glue, and that got out of hand in a hurry. It's amazing how quick you can screw up a model, especially these tiny little 1/72nd scale kits where, my big hands, it's hard to reach anything. But also there are these divots on top of the forward cowling that are just from poor molding. And I used an old trick. I just put a thick coat of heavy glue over the entire top of the cowling, hoping it'll work as a filler for those divots and for the big seam down the middle. But rapidly losing much hope for this kit. This was a gift to me from our channel friend Gavin Swan, and Gavin, I want to thank you for that. I really appreciate it, and I don't mind that the kit's challenging because it gives me something to talk about here on the channel in a way that's kind of a feature, not a bug. But I've gone ahead and gone as far as I can go with it right now. I thought it was going to be a day build. It's not, so I've got it all clamped up. I'm just going to have to let that harden overnight. Tomorrow I'll finish it off, hopefully, if we're all still here. And then I will just shoot it in gray, the air superiority gray with the black cowling. I'll probably make it wheels up with spinny props and hang it up. One thing I do need to mention about the Eidai kit, which I'm not impressed by, is that the instructions do not match the airplane. For one thing, they have in the instruction, the diagram shows the wheels to the Cessna 336, which was a fixed gear version of the Skymaster that had spatted wheels. But this kit has the retractable version, no wheel spats. Also, it doesn't tell you where the antennas or any extra equipment for the O2 go. It basically shows you how to build a Skymaster with the wrong antenna shown and the wrong number. It shows this is part number 21, but part number 21 is actually that big pack that goes on the side of the fuselage. And it does include the correct antennas for the top of the airplane, but they're not shown in the instructions, although they are shown in the photos. So I know it's a simple kit, and they probably just threw in the instruction sheet or used the drawings from maybe a 336 version they were selling or something like that. But I mean, it was a cheap kit, and these are all shortcuts. So, and any model builder is probably going to be able to figure it out. But this is definitely a low effort kit on the part of Grip. And well, okay, maybe I'm being a little harsh, but you get my point. But maybe when I'm done, I can make something decent out of it. That I tried cleaning up the clear parts, but every time I tried to put them back in, they just got messy again. So I'm like, you know what? When I'm done, I'll just probably paint them black and hang it from the ceiling or something. It'll be one of those out of the way models. This was just supposed to be I didn't have great expectations. It was just going to be a quick and dirty day build, and it's not going to be that. But I'm not like obsessing over it. I'm just kind of like, okay, it got out of hand in a hurry on me, and well, that's the entertainment value. So I don't know if the decals will be any good. We'll see, but maybe I get it done tomorrow. And it's funny. You sit down, I'm not going to get in the weeds on this. I'm just going to have a casual little build like I would have built when I was 10. And then mission creep sits in. Well, I should go ahead and pre-paint the inside, even though you won't be able to see it. And maybe this and maybe that. And the next thing you know, you got glue and paint mixed together. Like, how did this happen? I thought that had hardened, blah, 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 and we've all been there, done that, when you rush. So, anywho, but who knows? Might be a little gem when I'm done. Oh, by the by, I upgraded the stand for the model Oran jet that broke yesterday, and all the models are now fixed and back on the shelf. My wife said that is an airplane shelf, so we rearranged it once again. Also, finally got around to detailing out the Millennium Falcon and painting Han Solo and finishing off his land speeder, so those are on the shelf. Well, guys, that's what I have for right now. Time for us to go hunker down. I thought about trying to do a live stream, live from the heart of the hurricane. But JEA, the local power company, is telling us that we're probably going to be without power tonight. So it's probably not going to happen. Well, guys, take care of yourselves. And good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high, I'll see you tomorrow. Model on.
Waiting for the thaw on a full moon night in the Rocky Mountain winter. My wine bottle's low, watching for the snow. I've been thinking lately of what I'm missing in the city, and I'm not missing a thing. Watching the full moon crossing the range, riding the storm out,